Hi, my name is Dalia and welcome to my channel. Before we start, little disclaimer. Well, disclaimer, we done? Let's begin. Today I would like to share my own story and the things what I believe is quite important before renting in London. Or I believe it's also those kind of things is important in another city. Maybe. However, let's begin. There's a few ways to rent the apartments. Yes, you can find way directly from the owner, which one is quite better, because if something going wrong in your apartment or something wrong gonna have to be something changed, you have to just call the owner and those things will sort it out. If there's another way, so you can rent from the agent. In that case, you're gonna be in a certain situation like me. Remember my video about a few days without electricity? So yes, you're gonna have to deal with a lot of emails, waiting for the response, and they're gonna deal the things, or maybe not deal, or maybe ignore. There's a lot of things will might happen. However, there's a certain things you're not gonna deal with, and the agency will have to do on your behalf. So it depends. Imagine you get the opportunity to rent, right? I'm not talking about those things. Then you will go to agency. We're gonna check: are you legal? Are you having a benefits? Are you will be able to pay? And what type of how much money? I mean, how much of your budget is, and how can you approximately and actually can afford to rent? Right? So obviously about those things I'm going to talk in another video. So I'm talking about things. Imagine you finally had opportunity and you're going with the agent to see the apartments. Make sure, yes, they're going to show you a lot of not really good quality apartments, but it's matching your budget, right? And on the end, they're going to show you really amazing apartments. You're going to look really nice and you're going to love it and you're going to like it and you want to have it. And on the end, they're gonna tell you in a very nice, soft voice tone how much it costs. And you finally, oh my God, I want one. So my first recommendation is never choose the things too emotionally and try to be a little bit settled. Your mind has to be cold. Obviously, I believe it's better to be on the time when you're trying to look the apartment, to be together with the person who is your friend or the person who you're gonna rent together. If it's a couple, so it's a boyfriend and girlfriend, or girlfriend, boyfriend, it doesn't make any difference. So I believe it's better two people, right? Yes, because one person might see things and another might not gonna have attention to them. However, that other person might be asking certain questions for the agent, which one you might be not having any clue or even don't have idea to ask them at the moment. So yes, my recommendation: go together with someone. So it's going to be much more easy to play around, right? And the agent is not gonna have a chance to play all your money. So clear with this, yeah? Imagine you coming, right? So there's one thing what I noticed in the London apartments is the problem. It's a pressure of the shower. Yes, they might not let you open the water and to have a look at those things. However, you can ask them, and if the pressure of a shower is quite bad, I believe, and you didn't know about that in the beginning, you can always in the first of days when you just move in, connect with your agent. And also make sure to communicate with the owner. Make sure to sort it out those things in the beginning, right? Because it's very important. The longer you will think, the longer the problem gonna be sorted. Another thing which one is really important: have a look and ask the agent the council tax band. Is it A, B, C, D? Which level it is? Because it depends how much of money you're gonna pay for the council tax. Or you're gonna pay 1 year, or you're gonna pay every month. It really depends on the way which one you're gonna choose. But this is the bills you will have to pay. Yes, you will have to. Obviously, you're gonna have your reference number, You will know which one console you have to pay. You will go from all that registration part of it. Yes, you're gonna have to do it yourself, but at least you will know the band, you will know how much it's gonna cost to you. The console tax band, it's the value in the market. So it means like how worth that flat is in the market. I'm not talking about more detail about that because it's not my profession. I'm just saying that it's quite important to think, I believe, in the beginning to know. Also, it's really important to have a look on the boiler, how old it is, and also how the size it is. Why I'm saying about that? Because I had a situation when there was an old gas boiler, right? And I had the problems later on when the winter came, and I had the problem to warm up the flat. It was such a interesting situation, right? Also, as you know, the situation what it is at the moment with gas and electricity, how much it costs. So that's why also it's very important. Is it the gas or electricity one? In this flat where I live in now at the moment, the boiler was in the beginning the gas boiler, but apparently the owner of the flat decided to get rid of the gas meters. So at the moment I have only electricity. Yes. So that means the gas, we don't need it. And the boiler which one I have now is new, but it's small. And why I'm saying is very important about the size. One of criteria was for me that the apartment has to have a bath. I like to take the bath, yeah, with essential oils, with salts. I'm not going to talk about the benefits of that. I'm sure all you have idea. But the boiler which one I have now, it's clearly not enough to fill up the bath. Yes, when I really want to have a bath nowadays, I will have to use a lot of pots to fill up with water to warm up, and only then I can take the bath. It really takes the time. It's like all day you have to do. It's like in a stone age. Yes, so that's why it's very important the size. Of course, if you live just two people, I believe the couple, so it might be enough. However, again, for bath is not. But if you live with a family, I believe it's very important, or at least one kid. Oh, no. You have to think about those things, and we have to have a look of those things. Another thing, have a look about the mold. Yes, some molds will be covered, will be painted, and you can ask the agent about the renovation. Gonna be, professional cleaner, we're gonna do a very good job, so you might be not even recognized, or maybe there was a mold, but it was taken care of. So my recommendation, if you don't see anything in the beginning, right, in the corners or in the certain places like bath or the kitchen sink, in those certain places, if you don't see anything, always have a product, which one taking care of it or preventing it, always have at home. Always buy it at least one or two and regularly spray it around the bath, close to the bath or shower or sink. Yeah, you have to take care of those things, because again, if mold was hidden, it's gonna show up after time. And if there was no mold, you might be the person who made it to develop. So you have to have a look at those things as well. Yeah. Also, mostly the house which one was renting the apartments in, all of us, they had a house book. I'm talking like a huge folder with a lot of documents of technology, like a fridge, owner, washing machine, boiler, the documents. Those things have to be always there. If it's not there, you have to straight away communicate with agency, right? Because maybe a lot of situations can happen why that book is not there, but mostly they're there, so have a look of all that. Because in documents, you're gonna see how all the certain technology is inside the apartment and how to use it, how to taking care of it, and how to clean it, and all those things, right? You have to look at those things as well. Another thing, you have to, before choosing an apartment, have a look what kind of shops is around, what kind of public transport, if they have a slot for parking, or there is no parking. So for me, importantly, is if there is any bus around, subways, the station, how far they are, what kind of shops is around. If I would have the kids, obviously for me would be important the school as well. Yes, of course, you can ask about the neighbors around. Are they very loud? Are they having parties? Are they friendly? And all those things. So yeah, if it's the apartment what you're renting, obviously in a huge building, there's a lot of neighbors, so you're not gonna have time to speak with everybody. But if it's small, I believe it's really nice to communicate after when you're choosing an apartment. Because you never know when you need the help. Like in my case, when I didn't have electricity, I was quite friendly with my neighbors around, so I had the help from them. I remember I was telling you about those things and showing you as well in my previous video about the hot water and the thermos. Really, it was very helpful from them. Why important to have a look of public transports? Because obviously you will have to reach the job. And zones is important just because how much you're gonna pay for the transport. And how much you're gonna pay is the time and the price of your own money. So those things is really important. So after all those things what I said already, I will tell you my story, what happened. My first renting apartment was in a Wandsworth area. Apparently it was back then the cheapest council tax, and the bond of the building, if I quite remember, it was B, I think, or C, I think B. However, the problem was, then I was renting, I didn't know that there's another way of have access of the gas. What I'm talking about? It's supposed to be a card, which one you can get from British Gas by your name, and you have to put the money, you have to top up in any post office, you can do that, you can get the credits. When you have a credit, you put that card in a gas meter, and then voila, you have access to the gas. And with the gas, you can heat up the boiler, which one you're gonna have a warm water, and you can take the shower. The situation what happened to me, I haven't any clue about those things what I just told you about the card. I didn't have any card, so I was communicating with the agency. The agency said to me there's supposed to be a card. The previous tenant's supposed to leave it. Then I find out how to reach the previous tenants. The previous tenants told me that she was making her own card from a British Gas. She get it by herself on her own name. So I have to do the same thing. Because when she went there was no card. It's another story. To get the card was not easy. I don't know how it is now, but back then it was like 8 years ago. It was quite problematic. Yes, because once I needed to call the British Gas. Obviously they work in certain hours, and I'm working certain hours as well. So I was even taking one day off just to call the British Gas. Just to have a conversation with them, to register who I am and which building and all that registration thing to do. I done it, and I was waiting for the card. Then the card came. It was quite fast. I believe 1 week or 2 weeks or something like that, right? I think 1 week. Yeah, I think, or maybe a few days. Okay, so I got the card, right? And I needed to make it activate. So to activate, I needed to call the British Gas again. So then I had finally card. I couldn't ask another day off from a job. So I asked her to finish the job much more early. I went back home after work. I called the British Gas. Obviously, you're going through this electronic machine thing, whatever. Then they're asking you to press 1 if you have this problem, 2, 3, blah, blah. Imagine, I finally get to a live person to talk to. And I was outside because the meter of the gas was outside. So I was putting the card, the credit, there was a lot of buttons to press. So eventually, voila, after all long process, I finally registered, I done everything, so I have access to the gas. But the credits, you didn't forget that part, right? That's the situation what happened. I was always paying attention on the credits, how much it is, but I couldn't understand how it works. The credits equal to the money, but how the credits is equal to the how much of gas I use. This I was still didn't understand how it works. So what the situation happened? I was taking the shower at the evening and the credits end. There was no money in the cart. The shops were already closed and I didn't have any hot water anymore. So the situation happened when I was in the shower, all in shampoo. My head, all the case was soap all over, and I needed to wash up myself with the cold water. And next day, after work, I got the credits. I put it in the cart and I top up the gas, and voila, I had again access to the gas. This type of thing, as I understand, it was quite old system. Nowadays in the new buildings is usually that you just pay for the gas how much you use. You do have like a cart top up, but I'm sure there's still some buildings like that in the London around. So I have a system, I had it, I noticed it, and I know how it works. But the thing is, I got the cart on my name, right? And obviously when the contract ended, I moved from that flat and I have a cart with me. And an agency was calling me later, where is the cart? And I done the same thing like a previous tenant. I said, sorry, this cart is on my name, I cannot give you back. And when I came to live in that apartment, there was no cart, so I needed to make it myself. So unfortunately, the new tenants, which one you have now, you have to do the same thing. How it worked out with them, I don't know, but this is the situation what happened to me. I hope you liked the video. I hope I give you a little bit some information, at least idea of the questions or the things which you have to look for before renting a flat in London. I'm not sure about other cities, but I have a feeling that it's a little bit similar things you have to look for. In any case, I'm very curious what kind of things you was facing, what kind of problems happened to you, and how you sorted out those things while renting an apartment, or how by the looking at the apartment. So leave me comments, put a like and subscribe. See you around. Bye bye.